All right. Here we are.
Hump day. Hump day.
It is hump day. It is hump day.
Remember that commercial where it was the camel?
So clever.
I forgot what company that was. Was that Progressive?
I don't know. Maybe.
That was always
Hump
funny.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
All right. So we have an interesting topic that actually came up last night. As we were just sitting around. I put something out there and you were like kind of like frustrated with me.
I was frustrated with Matt. Yep.
Yeah. So here's the topic that I brought up, and I want to articulate this to the best of my ability today, which is I think there is a rational defense to say that Donald Trump could be the last conservative or Republican president that we see.
Yeah. You said that and I got upset. I was like, why so negative?
It's not negative. It's just reality.
Yeah, but I took it as like, why in this air does it have to be cloudy and negative?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
I'm
think
not
you're
saying I
wrong.
like it. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I think this is highly probable. If I look at trends, I even sometimes as you know, I debate with Grok or Chat GPT, and I'll ask them questions. And so I was like, hey, is this thinking, does this make any sense? And they confirmed my ideas.
So you talked with Grok and it said, you might be right?
Yeah.
Did it say you are right or did it say you might be?
It said this has a high probability.
High probability.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So why don't I'll get into this. And I have a clip of Trump that we can show here as well, talking about immigration, which it's a highly polarized issue. There's a lot of people that think, let's get Americans back to America. Let's stop bringing in third world country immigrants, at least until we get our stuff sorted out. And let's get people that are not here under legal means, get them back to their home countries. They can fix their home countries. Let's fix ours, because we do have a lot of issues. And
that sounds like Nick Fuentes, America First. Am I hearing that?
Yes, it is a bit of an America First idea, but Trump was largely, make America great again, America First mindset. I think it's not maybe not as extreme as Nick's, but nonetheless, this is a polarizing issue, immigration. And so I can show this clip. We can maybe talk about that. And then I want to lay out my argument for why I think Trump is likely going to be the last Republican president that we ever see.
Okay.
Okay. So let me get this up.
I like to be optimistic. So that's why.
I like to be optimistic too.
That's why I was like, why are you talking like this?
It's just reality.
I know.
It's a probability.
I think I stand for a lot of people where we want to avoid negativity, which is hence why our America is failing, because nobody will talk about the hard stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I could say the sun is going to shine tomorrow when the forecast is to rain. And that's optimistic. But the reality is you should pack your umbrella. Okay. So,
great analogy.
What?
No, it's a good analogy.
Thanks for the optimism. Okay. So let's do this. This is Trump talking about Minnesota and immigration a bit.
Yeah.
No, I think that Waltz is a grossly incompetent man. There's something wrong with him, okay? There's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other.
He's talking about Somalians.
There's no structure. And when I see...
Well, the issue recently where they found all this fraud.
Yes.
With the Somalians sending money back to their home country in the levels of billions.
Right. And now they're proving it went to a terrorist organization.
Yes. And
which hates America.
So this happened under Tim Walz's watch. Now,
who knows if Tim Walz really knew about it?
He probably just incompetent, didn't know about it. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest that he said this is going to happen,
right?
Or
purposely
endorsed this happening. Oh, by the way, we have a couple of people here in the chat. just want to recognize this. J.D. Vance. Truly hope. Yes.
I do like J.D. Vance.
I agree. There's hope. There's you can be optimistic, but again, like I'll lay out my thoughts on why I think that it is improbable. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear the rest of what he has to say here about Somalia.
Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly, our Constitution.
So here's what I want you to, Lauren.
Yep.
Where is he wrong in this? So Ilhan Omar,
she does hate.
She's a professional complainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The United States of America is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got 1,000 lakes.
Yeah.
This beautiful place.
I'm from Minnesota
and I see
originally.
these people ripping it off.
It's
and now I'm
state.
Understanding, and you're going to look into that's. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars. Billions.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Year. Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't know how you.
And they contribute nothing.
All these people that say we can solve homelessness with a few $billion. By the way, which is untrue. No amount of money will solve homelessness. Every $1 we put into, every $1 million we put into homelessness, we get 9 more homeless people. Do you know that?
Oh, 9
that's a
more?
Whole, that's another that's another life.
That's an expensive person.
Yes, like when you look at the data, it's,
on my tax dollars.
Yeah, but anyway, so he's not happy about what the Somalians did,
Like
and it's not all of them. Okay, so obviously, like there's a bunch of them that come, they're hardworking. I want to recognize that.
Somebody would say, "Oh, that's not politically correct." I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point.
I agree with this, and this is why I want to cover this topic of Trump's going to be our last conservative president. Conservative leaning, not conservative enough for me, to be honest.
I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain.
Yes.
They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. They came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain,
he has
do
a point.
nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so he's got a point. Like people come here from hellholes, and then they're like, this place sucks. Wait a minute. And a lot of times they come here because of the entitlements. They can live a better life. The poverty level, by the way, like the poverty level in America is leagues above poverty level of any other global nation, modern nation.
Yeah, you see people on the streets with a cell phone and shopping carts with their blankets because they sleep outside, and I don't know how they afford a cell phone.
They do, and like generally,
entitlement programs.
Poverty level here is like you don't have an unlimited data plan. That's poverty level,
right? In
the United States versus poverty level in many other countries, even developed countries, is much lower. And so even at the lowest level of society here, you can live a very good life.
You can eat every day.
Yeah.
That's what I have seen. I saw something where
nobody starves in this country. People say, oh, it's starving. Nobody actually starved to death in this country. Right. The number is like less than 20 a year that starve to death. And it's usually because of some extenuated circumstances. Now, malnutrition is something else, like people that have conditions. that's maybe also another topic for another day. Is that starvation? It doesn't happen in this country. The biggest problem we have is an abundance of food.
Yes.
But anyway, okay.
Back to Trump being the last conservative president.
What do you think? You think I'm crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. I guess I just don't want to hear it.
You want me to lay it out though?
Yeah, lay it out.
Okay. So right now, Trump is doing things that are unpopular.
Correct.
And he hasn't gone far enough to satisfy the America First crowd. Even people like us, we'd say, like, we want to see deportations happening more swiftly. We want to see cuts in spending and entitlements happening more aggressively and more swiftly.
They got rid of Doge. Did you know that?
They got rid of Doge. What? So
where are the Democrats or the mainstream media covering that? I don't see that at all.
Well, that's because they're happy that happened. But there's also, they've been proposing things like these child savings accounts, which it's a good idea in theory, but like that's just the government giving people money.
Right.
It's socialism essentially, masked as like some, conservative program. And then 50-year mortgages.
I don't like that.
That's a horrible idea. What it tells me is that we're going to continue to inflate the current. The only way a 50-year mortgage makes sense for anybody is if we're going to continue to inflate the currency. And so what that tells me is that Trump sees that we're going to have to continue to inflate the currency. And that's not good for America, because guess what? That is what exacerbates the wealth divide.
Yeah.
Right? Inflation lets rich people scoop up more money because they have assets and the ability, and it makes things more unaffordable for poor people. And so this is why I always tell like Democrats, you're voting against your own best interests, because you're voting for more spending, which causes more debt, which causes more inflation, which causes more wealth divide. And that's exactly like I would agree generally with Democrats that is a problem.
Well, this is where we talk about politicians aren't really helping their constituents. They're just there to remain in power, get insider scoop so that they can trade, and that's how they make their money. Otherwise, politicians don't make money. We've talked about this. They do not make a lot of money. So either you have a good heart, which I think intentionally when they start, they have a good heart, but then they get the power-hungry grab of wanting cash and wanting to just stay, I'm a congressman or a senator, blah, blah, blah.
It's a power thing.
And it's not healthy. I need someone to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
I need a politician. You guys need to have a politician on the podcast to prove us wrong, that they actually have a good heart and will get shit done. And I haven't seen it.
I know a couple that are trying. I can tell you who they are.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to why Trump is the last conservative president. But I do think, I think Rand Paul is one. Yeah,
but nobody likes him.
No, because
on either side.
It's because he's not compliant to one side or the other.
Right. He's an independent.
Yeah. And he votes for what he thinks is actually the best thing to do,
which is balancing the budget.
Yes. Yes. And he's a very fiscal conservative.
Right.
And he understands all this stuff. His father knew this stuff as well. And ran as an independent and didn't.
Right.
Anyway, and then there's John Fetterman. Shocker. But this is
super
like
shocker.
one of the most based people in Washington.
Right. I know. We actually like him more. But remember when he was running, we were like, what a joke.
I actually think he had some cognitive decline because of he had a stroke or something.
Yes.
If I remember. And then I think I think he's sharper. Like I've seen him interviewed lately and he's much sharper, but around the time so I'm actually thankful that he got in, because I think he does bring a lot of genuine based concepts to
I think you're right where he does have a good heart.
Yeah.
I agree. I do agree with that. And that's funny that you point him out, because we both.
So there's two. Okay. Yeah, okay. So there's Rand Paul. There are one on each side. Yeah. Rand Paul and John Fetterman.
Okay. So two. You only have two, or you have another?
Those are the only ones I can think of.
So two out of however many, 400?
Definitely not the clowns from our state. We got Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallejo.
You can look at a previous little recording on that.
I mean, those guys just cheerleaders.
But anyway, back to, so two people. Woo, good job.
Okay, so let me get back to it, because this is important. So, I believe that Trump will be our last conservative / Republican president, because he's doing things that are wildly unpopular with a lot of people in the country. And to some extent, we're not doing enough. And so we're not meaningfully going to change the economy because we aren't willing to take any kind of like short-term or medium-term pain.
Yes.
People in this country are so used to luxury and having no downside or pain. We bail out banks, we bail out companies, we send people checks. Like
no accountability.
There's no tolerance for discomfort or pain in this country.
Yeah.
And because of that, they are unable to do some of the extreme measures that are required to kind of reset our trajectory as a country.
Right.
The debt being the biggest one, and our entitlement programs, which are about $4 trillion a year.
You said 2/3 of the budget?
Yes, it's about 2/3 of the budget. And like we could confiscate all the wealth from all the wealthy people in the country, and it doesn't fix the spending problem that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so ultimately we have a spending problem. We can't tax enough to get out of it. We're going to keep taking on debt. That's going to keep inflating the currency. And so things are going to get more unaffordable for the lower class. The upper class is going to get taxed more, and they're going to get hated more. So they're going to continue this like wealth divide, sort of villainization of success and oppressor versus oppressed mindset.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's one thing. This immigration policy is wildly unpopular with so many people.
Which I find funny because I would think trying to get rid of the illegals or the most dangerous criminals who have come in here over Biden's, I would think Americans would want them gone because one, they're taking your jobs. Two, they're taking your entitlements.
They're taking jobs, entitlements, and
they're raising prices.
Raising prices, yes. So properties, so there's more demand. Like you bring in more people, and there's more demand for homes and goods and services. And so they're raising prices.
I think the people who are complaining about that are the people who actually would benefit from the taxpayer dollars that are stolen from us and given to you. But somehow it's not clicking. Or maybe I'm missing something, but I kind of think most of those people, they don't see it. Or we talk a lot about Democratic policies as like an emotional thing.
Yeah, it's an emotional response. And I get it. Like you want to help everybody. But we got to it's sort of like we got to get our own stuff together first.
Yeah.
And we got some real big problems that could. So let me. Okay. So those are a few of the problems. He's being portrayed in the media and even now by conservatives. Like we lost Marjorie Taylor Greene. We lost Elon Musk. He's got Nick Fuentes after him. He's got Tucker and Candace. Like everybody's now criticizing Trump because he's popular. And he's done some things that candidly, like, I don't like either. Like the 50-year mortgage,
I don't know if I think that's talk rather than actually being implemented.
Yes. Oh, well, they want to send checks to people from tariff income.
Oh yeah. I don't like that.
No.
I don't like the HSA going into an account. I pay off the effing budget. Yes.
Take the money and put it to something useful. Sending people money will just make it spent. So that's just a short term, it's like getting a shot of drugs in the arm and then it wears off and you got a hangover.
Right. It'll just make prices go up again.
So the thing is, I don't see meaningful changes to behaviors in the country that are happening. Okay. Sorry, I got a little cough. So there's that, and the media is portraying him as evil, and this social media, he's evil. Like you watch South Park, he's shown sleeping with the devil. Like it's unbelievable. So he's continuing to be very unpopular, and I think that is growing. And every president that is in place, typically as an incumbent, and the next president is typically from the other party.
Opposite,
okay.
Yeah.
And so because I think we are also ripe for a recession, we've probably got a 50-60% chance of a recession in the next year. That's going to be unpopular. And so they're going to blame it on Trump.
Do you really think there's going to be a recession? We've talked about this before, where we're like, the sitting president does not want their term to have a recession.
Yes.
Hence why he's probably just going to inflate the currency and it's just going to divide the wealth gap more.
Yes. So both of those are bad though.
Yes, I agree. So you're saying, well, yeah, one or the other.
One of those things will happen. We'll pump a bunch of money in and we'll inflate the currency and take on more debt, or we'll have a recession, which we should and need to have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we have asset bubbles too that need to get popped a bit. But ultimately, he's not going to be a popular president for these reasons with the majority of people. So he is going, and we have now Gen Z, particularly female Gen Z, going to college, which vote for Democrats at like an 80% rate.
Right.
So the voting demographics are moving, and his popularity is, I think, waning. And so even polls will show this now. So I strongly believe that the next president will be a Democrat.
And
okay.
Okay, so the next one, and then you're thinking further on.
Yes, even though like we have J.D. Vance and we have people in the party that I think are very good and very articulate and very smart. I think just because of this presidency and being linked to it, it will absolutely be a Democrat president. Most likely Gavin Newsom or somebody horrible like this. Okay, so now why will we never have a conservative president again? Okay, because what they're going to do, what they attempted to do in the last administration, and were almost successful. Okay,
the open borders.
Yes, they will open the borders again. They will whoever is not deported, they will provide amnesty to. They'll have programs to bring in immigrants from countries that favor their voting demographic.
Right.
Immigrants typically vote for Democrats at a disproportional rate.
Well, because they're given free handouts.
Yes.
Thanks to you and me and hardworking Americans.
Yes, of course. So what are they going to do? They're going to open the borders back up under the next administration. They're going to flood the country with people from different regions of the world, whether it be Haiti or Venezuela or Cuba, and they'll bring them in, and they will incentivize them to go to swing states, just like they did with Haitians in Ohio and Indiana.
They purposely flew them to swing states.
Yes.
So not incentivized.
Yes.
They just, here you go.
Like Trump was right. Trump was right. It had to be too big to rig. And so they got 4 years to do this. And if you don't think they're already starting to plan, like, okay, how are we going to get this done? Because they're like, we cannot let this happen again. We can't let Trump or somebody like him come in and upset the apple cart again. So what they're going to do is they're going to get these people in. They're going to get them into, incentivized to go to these areas, get registered to vote, or give amnesty to people that are here that haven't been deported yet, and get them all access to voting, and then ultimately turn the entire country to permanently blue, just as they've done in California.
Right. Yeah. California won't ever go back red.
Right. So we'll have a permanently blue country. And then what will happen is we will continually get more socialist, just like what's happening in New York. This will creep its way across all of society. One of a couple things, we'll have either an economic collapse, or the wealth disparity issue will get so bad that we'll have some kind of revolution, and it will, crash and burn and fail. But I think that socialism will set in first. A lot of people want communism, and by that time, socialism will be so bad that they'll want communism. And so we'll probably dabble around with some of these things, and ultimately some kind of collapse will occur and reset things. But that will take time. So, but I don't think there's a good probability that we have another Republican president.
Well, I was going to say, do you have a plan to like switch that in your mind? I'm thinking you have to have an idea of how you can change that trajectory.
I think we have to change mindset of people. I think we have to change the country from learned helplessness, victim mentality, hating success, back to sort of like, like a personal responsibility mindset. And I'm not that confident. I'll be honest. I'm not that confident.
See, this is where I don't like you talking like that.
I mean, it's just realistic. Like,
I think
people don't want that. It's not easy. People want to sit home, play video games, smoke doobies.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah. Or not necessarily doing all that, but yeah, be at home, not be productive.
Yeah.
Not find a purpose.
No. I mean, people are genuinely happier when they are useful.
Right.
And they have purpose in their life. And so whether that purpose is kids or a job or a charity, you are happier. People live longer. People live happier. But we're taking purpose away from them. And then by giving charity through the government, through taxes, versus people doing it themselves, now you've taken that joy away from people.
Right.
So they don't have purpose. Right. And so they're just anger, and then we've got social media that's stirring up rage and anger. Our media avenues are slanted. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not super confident.
That's what I think. The media does have a mind control. I've talked about this for my boys, and you sometimes think I'm crazy, but they want us at home. watching social media, watching TV, having these incandescent light bulbs, because that's not the normal light that is healing people when you go outside, when you're with nature, when you're grounded, all those things where you used to think it was all hippie talk, but now I think there's actually truth to it.
Isn't it funny? Like the Republicans have become the hippies.
I think
Maha and everything.
And honestly, like well, I hate social media. I do. I actually despise it. But we're here because we're like, if we're not going to speak our voice, all those effing idiots out there are going to hear from dumb shits. And that's going to direct them in their life. And that is not the direction you people need to go. Like, you need to wake up and think, how can I be a better person and actually be productive, which will help yourself, which will help others. But otherwise, you guys just want to complain and bitch all day. And it's so annoying. And like, we hear it from you all, and we side with you on some stuff and not. But like, you all need to freaking wake up. It's so annoying. Sorry. I'm so sick of it.
Well, our supporters, I think, will agree, but we have an equal amount of people that just absolutely can't stand the message that we put out. And that's why we did this. Like, we wanted to like give people and encourage people to think about really like true rooted traditions and conservative values that have time tested results over thousands of years.
And honestly, we get so much hate where I think they think they're beating us down. But guess what, motherfuckers? You're not. We're here, and you better be scared, because we're going to spread a message, and it's going to scare you. And I don't want our country to go blue with all these people flooding in, where my tax dollars go where I do not want them to go. So guess what? You're messing with the wrong people.
Well, I agree. We shouldn't give up. We got to lean into it and do everything that we can. At the moment, I'm maybe in a little bit of a phase of lacking optimism, just because I see all these trends happening. But I want to read a couple. So there's a couple of comments that I saw come in. One is, well, obviously, I hope this doesn't happen. If you go down, the UK will be next. Honestly, I think the UK is going to go first.
I think the UK
they're already.
I think they're already gone.
Yeah, I think it's too late. I think it's too late for the UK. And generally, like, I would say they're a leading indicator to what happens here.
Yes.
Because
they're more
them. Like they've stripped free speech. They put something like 13,000 people in jail for tweets, like mean tweets. So you can't say certain stuff about certain communities over there now. That's
I
incredible.
Would suggest whoever said that to go watch the Tucker Piers Morgan episode, because Tucker goes balls deep on Piers Morgan. And is like,
not that way, but
he's like, you can't say that because you're gonna be put in jail, which is totally true. And like Piers Morgan, he won't admit it, but it is. We all know it.
Yeah, I mean, they are prosecuting people for mean tweets.
Yes.
And so
I think the UK is already gone. Sorry. It's a neat place to visit, but I wouldn't live there.
It's beautiful. It has a tremendous history. Like, these people like literally conquered the world. Like, they have world dominant power, and then got soft. It's the same old story.
Well, Rome, they did what the U.S. is trying to do, right? Flood the borders. Like, that's what happened. And you're bringing people who don't think the same as how your country originated, and then they're bringing all their ideas, and it eventually just snowballs. Like Somalia and Minnesota. Sorry, not all of them are terrible, but bringing in these new ideas, this new religion, it is going to sway how a lot of people think, how the government will react, and everyone's too soft. So like, the government doesn't want to hurt you. So, okay, you can come here, even though you disagree with how like good a good constitution and freedom.
Hey, we got a comment that I want you to maybe. What do you think of this?
Oh, I know Melissa on Facebook. Sorry, Melissa, you say the same thing all the time, and it's this
let's address the actual comment though.
Like, we know your tax dollars want to go to billionaires and Trump. It's definitely too late for most of us.
Obviously, he doesn't done.
Yes,
you got to do your homework on where tax dollars go. Entitlements don't go to billionaires, just so you know.
Melissa has the same rhetoric every time on Facebook.
This is a classic example of what's happening to people that have been brainwashed to think that we should hate success. Billionaires bring in more money and economic opportunity and impact to this country than you can believe. They employ 15 million people. They open doors for investment. People that have invested in Tesla work at Tesla. Tesla's the one that everybody wants to hate so badly, but like, I bet you the same person, Melissa, probably loves their Amazon account, and they probably go to Taylor, like they listen to Taylor Swift, watch Oprah. Like these people have, been very successful. We should be happy. We should be happy for them.
No, we appreciate your comments, Melissa, but try something new. Maybe think a little differently.
Yeah, and and
I didn't finish
it's
the
just
rest
like
of it.
It's just like a redistribution of wealth. Here's the problem with because I get this. Like I think on the surface, like the emotions tell you, like, oh, we should take from people that are successful and give it to people that need. It's a classic sort of Marxist idea, but in reality, there isn't enough money. You run out of other people's money, Melissa, at some point. And if you do the math on this, billionaires have something like $3 to $3.5 trillion. If you take all the billionaires and you put them together, they have around $3.5 trillion. That doesn't go very far. That doesn't get us 1 year of U.S. entitlements.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other problem is when you look at the programs, whether it be homelessness, SNAP, Medicaid, all of these programs, every dollar you put in, then the demand on the system goes up. Meaning, like, if you look at homelessness, for example, we've invested something like $20 billion in homelessness over the last 5 years, and homelessness has gone up by about 300,000 people.
Yeah, so it's not.
So for every $1 million you put into homeless causes, you get 7 to 9 more homeless people.
I think, Melissa, you have good intentions. I think we all want everyone to be good. And
billionaires pay most of the federal taxes. The top 1% pays 40% of the taxes.
Yeah.
Now you want them to pay more, but their money is in companies. So why punish people for starting a company? The company is successful. Now the company went from being worth $100,000 to $1 billion, and you want them to sell the company?
Right. And then you'll lose, then a lot of those jobs will be gone.
Yeah.
And then those people will be out of work.
Well, we could go back and forth on this for a while. But look, I really think it's people like Melissa here that are spreading information that is logically false. And there's a lot of them out there that think this way.
Well, most people get all their info.
And definitely females. Like liberal female propensity to vote for destructive ideas, causes against their own best interest is unfathomable, but it happens, and it's part of like the reality of what's going on. So,
how do you struck a chord with her?
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it's blowing up.
Yeah, going crazy. Yeah, I think there's good intention, but I'm sorry, your brain is a little too small. You need to start reading some books.
I would say just do research on who's paying and then where that comes from. Like the tax system is the most progressive tax system in the world.
Yeah, we've talked more. We wish the tax system were like a one-liner.
Yeah, we could simplify it now. But the thing is, all their wealth is illiquid. This is not earned wealth. It's not earned income. It only becomes earned income when they sell part of their company.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't you can't force people to sell their company.
Yeah, when it's saying people are billionaires or trillionaires, most of their asset, it's an asset. Like there's no cash.
Yeah.
It's in a business, it's in probably property. It's not just under their sofa for them just to hand it out to somebody.
Well, it's a classic misconception. And the bigger problem is, even if we took all their wealth, we made them sell all their companies, and their companies all went bankrupt, and like all kinds of investors and pension funds and 401ks would also crash, FYI. Even if we did that and we took all their money, we took it, confiscated it, sent them to El Salvador, Elon and Bezos and all of these rich people, right? It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't even get us 9 months of our federal spending.
Yeah.
So there's just not enough money there.
We did great under Democratic leadership on some occasions, but not really.
No, not really. I agree. $40 billion to Argentina is a bad idea. We should be looking at like, what does America need?
That's what we talk about. We're like, get back on the MAGA, make America great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have common ground. Everybody does, honestly.
Yeah. But how about the $200 billion to Ukraine? Yeah. So I mean, like we've pushed money to causes that, I think we rightfully should question.
That's where, back to Fuentes, America first.
I
know you laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up.
Yep, let's roll.
I got some stuff to do.
This was fun. I appreciate people chiming in, even those that are critical of our ideas. So with that, let's pace
wrap
up.
it.
Okay.